Hi everyone, welcome to another interesting tutorial. I'm Dami of T Exclusive Couture. In our tutorial today, I'll be taking you through the step-by-step process of how to cut this beautiful overbust corset dress, bubble dress. So if this is what you are looking at to learn, please stick to the end of the tutorial. If you are joining us for the first time today, thank you for joining us, and don't forget to click the subscribe button, turn on the notification bell to get notified anytime we have new tutorial. For our returning subscribers, thank you for always coming back. If you'd like to join my WhatsApp group, the link will be in the description box. So don't forget to like the video, share, and also comment. Thank you for joining us. So I've gotten a lot of requests that I should do a Bustier online class, which is going to be the sewing and the cutting. So I'm working on it. I will let you know once it's ready. Thank you, and let's get started. For the drafting of the overbust balloons gown, we are going to be starting our drafting for the upper part now. So I have my pattern paper here. I've ruled out the shoulder line. So from the shoulder line, you mark your chest line. That is your shoulder divided by 2 plus 1 inch for your chest line. You measure the bust line, the under bust, the waistline, and also the hip measurement. So once you have all of this now, you go ahead and extend out the lines. So then we go ahead and input our measurements on the chest line. I input my shoulder divided by 2. I did the same thing on the shoulder line. Sorry, it was not showing. I did not get that. So you mark it out. On the shoulder line, you step down by 1 inch for your shoulder slope and connect it to 3 inches neck waist. So after that now, I went ahead to mark my bust span measurement divided by 2. So I mark it starting from the bust line to the hip line that we have here. Then we are going to be joining these lines together as seen like this. Alright, so then we go ahead and put our bust measurement divided by 4 on the bust line. So I'm going to mark the bust divided by 4 on the under bust and also on the waistline. The difference in between them is what I'll be using as my under bust tightening and my waist dart. So on the under bust, I inputted my under bust measurements. The difference is 1.75. So I'll be sharing it on both sides of the dart line to be the under bust tightening. That is for the under bust. So on the waistline, I inputted my waist divided by 4 also. Then the difference is what we'll be using as the waist dart. So I'll be sharing it on both sides. So the dart is going to be stopping 6 inches below the waistline. Then we'll go ahead and connect all the lines together as seen like this, and also mark out the under bust tightening line. So once you're done connecting now, go to the bust dart. I use 2 inches, the difference between the front half length and the back half length. So connect it to the bust line like this. On the hip area, I'm going to be imputing my hip divided by 4. Then I'll connect it to the waistline as seen like this. Alright, so the front of the dress has a basque effect that is very deep. So from the waistline, I've stayed down by 8 inches. And I'll be connecting it to the waistline as seen like this. So it can be a straight cut like this, or you can make it a little bit curvy. So for the upper part, you're going to be deciding on how low you want the neck area to be. So one thing I do is I just measure the difference I have between the under bust and the bust line, then add 1 inch depending on how high you want the neck area to be. So this is going to be the neckline I'll be using. So I'm going to be marking the bust span measurement also to that point, which I'll be using for the overbust tightening. So I tightened it on both sides by 0.75. That means I'm reducing it by 1.5. So I'll connect it to the bust area as seen like this. So from this neck area now, you're going to be connecting it to the armhole area. So I decided to step down by ½ inch from the chest line. Then I connected it as seen like this. So you can leave the neckline to be straight, or you can make it to be a sweetheart neckline. It all depends on what you want, but I'm making mine to be a sweetheart neckline. So this is what it's going to be. We'll go out and cut it, and we'll see what the result is going to give us. If at this point you are still yet to subscribe to my channel, please go ahead and click the subscribe button and turn on the notification bell to get notified. And also don't forget to like this video, comment. If you have any question, you can also drop it in the comment section, and also share the video. Thank you. After cutting, I went ahead to close the bust dart. So I opened the front and we are seeing what it's giving, and it's looking like what we are trying to recreate. So let's pack this aside to draft the back. For the back bodice, I have my basic line: shoulder, chest, bust, and the waist, and also the hip area. On the shoulder line, I measured my shoulder divided by 2 and did the same thing on the chest line. Then I'll go ahead and connect it together. On the waistline, I went in by 0.75 and connected to the center back for my sway back, and also connect it back to the hip area. So with this now, I can start imputing my measurement. On the bust divided by 4, on the waist divided by 4, by making my back bodice to be dartless. If you want to add darts, you can go ahead and add your darts, but I like my back to be dartless. So I have this here like this. On the hip line, I will impute my hip divided by 4, then I will connect it together. Okay, so on the front, when we're doing the basque effect, we step down by 8 inches. So we also do the same thing for the back bodice. So you just connect it back to the waistline as seen like this. So on the center back, we are using eyelets lacing at the back. So I went in by 2 inches. Then I'll be connecting it to 1 inch on the down part, or 1.5 on the down part. So we have a slanty effect at the back area. So we mark it out now. So this part is going to be the part that is going to be carrying the eyelet bar for the dress. On the chest line, I step down by 1 inch. So the neck area, you can decide to make it straight, or you can just step down a little bit. So I like it slanted, so I step down a bit. So don't forget to also label your patterns to avoid mix-up. So with this now, we can go ahead and cut out the patterns. This is what I have for the back after cutting it out, and also my front patterns. So once you're able to achieve this now, you go ahead and cut it on your fabric and add necessary allowances. So for the joining, you have 0.5 inch allowance. On the side, since we are doing inseam finishing, you can add 0.5 allowance, and also you can put boning on the side also. So I'm not sewing, I will just go ahead and join the pattern papers together. So after sewing mine together, this is what I have here. So at this point, yours also should be looking like this. You can see just ordinary paper, the bustier part is standing. So I have a bustier class that is coming on soon. So if you'd like to join the class will be available. I will let you know once it's available. So you just add your bonings and padding and all of that. So once you're able to get this now, we need to measure the circumference on the waist area, which we are going to be using to cut the circle that we are going to be using for the bubble dress. So from that edge, I'll go ahead and just measure whatever I have here. I'm going to be measuring it round. That is the circumference we are using to cut our bubble down part. So for mine, I had 10.5 for mine. So we'll keep this aside now to do a little bit calculation. So I'm making it 41 times 2, so I'm multiplying it by 2 to have enough excess to pleat on the waist area. So this gives me 82 inches. So we are going to be cutting a 360-degree peplon. So you can make it 360 or 720 depending on how full you want it to be, but 360 is what I'll be explaining here. So I'll be dividing it by 6.28. so whatever I have is what I'll be using to cut out the circle. I'll just be using this pattern paper to explain. So you get your fabric and fold it into 4 like you want to cut a 360-degree peplon. So whatever I got as the radius is what I'll be using as the radius. I'm just going to be using a smaller radius to save my pattern paper. So I'll using 5, but it's not 5 you are going to get. Calculate it and use whatever you get. So I have my radius here like this. Now for the length of the dress, you are going to be subtracting the total length from the half length that we have. So the half length is 17, so I got 13 inches. So this 13 now, I'll be multiplying it by 2 as the length. I'll be multiplying the 13 by 2 because I'm using the main fabric as a lining. I don't want to do extra lining, so I'll be multiplying it by 2, my length by 2 if you are using the fabric as lining. But if you want to add another lining, you don't need to multiply it by 2. So just go ahead and cut it out like this. So I'll be putting the link of a tutorial where I explained in detail how to cut and sew a bubble skirt, so which is going to be helpful. So just go ahead and cut it out as seen like this. So once you have it now, with the help of the link, it's going to be helping you and guiding you on how to sew your bubble skirt. So you just have your circumference, your circle like this. then you pleat the down part, you gather it around and pleat it to the waist area. Done with the bubble dress. Now you just join it to the upper part of the dress, so you have your overbust bubble dress. So thank you for joining us in our tutorial today. I hope you're able to learn something new. We'll see you in the next class.